Tonight on CTV News, provincial moves to protect free speech. Why the Premier sees a need for new rules.
When regulators begin disciplining people for simply speaking their mind on their own time, that's overreach.
Edmonton's new City Council eyes its first property tax increase. And a guide dog training base in Edmonton.
The need for service dogs in Edmonton is non-stop. It's ever growing.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
The province is introducing new legislation it says will protect free speech and prevent professionals from being punished by their employers for comments or opinions they share outside of the office. CTV's Connor Hogg joins us now with more. And Connor, what would this new legislation apply to?
Jeff, the new rules will apply to personal opinions, social media posts, interviews, or conversations outside of working hours. Premier Danielle Smith says no one should be afraid of losing their reputation, their license, or their livelihood because of their personal viewpoints. She cites cases of psychologists, nurses, doctors, and teachers who she says were punished for comments they made outside of their professional setting.
We looked at these cases and asked an important question. Are regulators still focused on public safety and professional competence, or are some of them overstepping to enforce ideological conformity and to silence public discourse?
Smith says the Regulated Professions Neutrality Act was developed after Canadian psychologist Jordan Peterson was sanctioned by the College of Psychologists of Ontario. He made comments the regulatory body deemed unprofessional and was ordered to undergo social media training. Smith says this will help protect diversity of viewpoints in the medical field, citing COVID-era concerns over the efficacy of masks and whether vaccines eliminate transmission of the COVID-19 virus.
I think that there were a lot of doctors who were trying to raise the alarm about those kinds of issues, and now we accept them to be true, but it would have been helpful to know that at the time and have free discussion at the time. So I don't fear having a robust discussion where you've got a difference of medical opinion.
Justice Minister Mickey Amery says the legislation has a defined list of exceptions, such as violent threats, criminal convictions, breaches of professional boundaries, and serious misconduct. It also limits mandatory training, including political, historical, social, or cultural issues that do not apply specifically to workplace competence and ethics. Amery says it also strengthens avenues for appeal and review on decisions made by regulatory boards. Jeff?
All right, Connor, thank you. Connor Hogg live for us tonight. One day after serving strike notice, the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees is heading back to the bargaining table with Alberta Health Services. The union represents about 16,000 nursing care workers, from licensed practical nurses to healthcare aides, operating room technicians, and more. AUPE says AHS put a new offer forward after it served strike notice yesterday. The union says while it would love to reach an agreement, the strike will go on as planned if the offer does not live up to expectations. Workers could be on the picket lines as soon as Saturday at 8:30 a.m. The strike would be on a rotating schedule. The province says it's happy to hear the union has accepted the government's offer to come back to the table, and it hopes the parties can arrive at an agreement. Alberta appears closer to a deal with Ottawa on a new pipeline project to British Columbia's north coast. BC opposes that project, but does say it supports a move to maximize capacity in the Trans Mountain pipeline expansion. CTV's Tyson Fedor reports.
Pipeline politics are intensifying between Alberta, BC, and Ottawa.
Canada is an energy superpower, doing that responsibly, sustainably.
BC has now announced support for maximizing capacity in the Trans Mountain pipeline, adding about 360,000 barrels of oil per day. Currently, it's operating at around 85%. Trans Mountain CEO in August says Ottawa should focus on capacity before new projects.
Optimize the kit that you have, which you can do in steps over time, and then add capacity as it's needed. And then you have time to evaluate the bigger issue, which is, do you need another pipeline somewhere?
Adding more capacity would include more pump stations and looping pipes to increase oil flow.
BC is essentially saying that Alberta should be able to get its oil to market. BC benefits if we can, dredge the Second Narrows Bridge. That allows for other types of ships to make it. Into that harbor.
However, Premier David Eby continues to oppose any pipeline project through northern BC ending on the BC North Coast, which does not have a private proponent.
There's no route. There's a tanker ban that BC strongly supports the project does not make economic sense. There are alternative projects that make more sense for Canada and for Alberta.
And for a project to the coast to be approved, that federal oil tanker ban would have to be lifted.
We're doing the technicals on a new pipeline to the northwest BC coast. We have a potential to also do something similar to Churchill.
Alberta and Ottawa are expected to sign a memorandum of understanding that could include scrapping the planned emissions cap and stronger industrial carbon pricing.
I would be surprised if the MOU gives any kind of certainty to a North Coast pipeline.
Premier Danielle Smith remains hopeful Alberta can add more oil supply to the market.
What we're seeing is that there's a change in the public dialogue about the need for oil and natural gas.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Edmonton city staff have tabled a budget that maintains the 6.4% property tax increase for next year. They say absorbing tens of millions of dollars in extra costs from inflation and other new costs has been difficult, and some city services will be affected. Jeremy Thompson reports from City Hall.
With a projected increase of nearly 6.5%, the average Edmonton homeowner can expect to pay about an extra $230 in property taxes next year. City staff say they worked hard to keep that increase as low as possible. 2026 marks the final year of the current four-year city budget, which means City Council has limited options to make major changes. While the projected tax increase is holding steady, the budget lays out large swings in city revenue and spending for next year. Rising home values will earn the city about $23 million more than expected. It's also earning more from other investments than planned. City staff propose adding $98 million to budgets for existing projects to account for inflation on parts and labor. Chief Financial Officer Stacey Padbury says the city is cutting in areas like cleaning on transit while spending more elsewhere.
In this budget update, we're recommending $13 million in increases to budget for some services that are consistently costing more to deliver, like animal care and control, spring street sweeping, and vandalism repairs.
The budget adjustment proposes $24 million in new projects, including demolishing the Argyle Park Velodrome, replacing the roof on the Rossdale power plant, and prepping land for new schools. It also recommends not paying for new buses, extra paving on arterial roads, or planning and design for a handful of road widening projects. Council will start with this proposed budget as a baseline once talks begin in early December. Many councillors campaigned on fiscal responsibility, while city staff say any cuts would likely lead to service reductions for Edmontonians. At City Hall, Jeremy Thompson, CTV News.
A north central Edmonton neighborhood wants to see police on the ground in their community. Businesses in the Macaulay neighborhood say they often have to call police for help. The deputy chief says the neighborhood used to have beat officers patrolling the community. He says it makes sense to bring them back.
I've been in touch with the superintendent of the division today, as a matter of fact. The data analysis in relation to the Macaulay community does support all of the factors that we do include when we do consider a beat area. And the business case has been written in relation to supporting the Macaulay community by reestablishing beat members directly into that community.
The deputy chief says he'll support the business case, adding, in short, we're on it. BC and Alberta Guide Dogs has a new permanent home here in our city. As Amanda Anderson reports, it will help the organization keep up with the increasing need for service dogs.
This is Rosie, a guide dog in training.
Of course, the first month is pretty rough. It's like having a baby in your house.
Still, raising a puppy for BC and Alberta Guide Dogs is something Judy Robinson always wanted to do, but says she never had the opportunity in Edmonton until now.
One job.
The organization officially opened its new Edmonton office and training center on Thursday.
It means everything to us and everything to the program. To be able to serve children on the autism spectrum, folks who are visually impaired, and our trauma-exposed professionals in the Edmonton and surrounding community is amazing.
The training space is named the Devon Training Hall to recognize the Devon Legion, who donated space for them to get started in the area in 2020.
The plan was to always find our home base and our forever space in Edmonton, which we were finally able to do about a year ago, building the space out and now opening up today. It's been fantastic.
The organization gets anywhere from 50 to 60 calls each month about people in need of service dogs.
All organizations like ourselves strive really hard to serve as many people as possible that do need our services. But having a a building like this open up to serve the community really enhances our ability to do that.
This black lab, named Blaze, graduated from its training program earlier this year to become Alberta's first occupational stress intervention dog, who now works with the Edmonton Police Service.
Blaze has that ability to help soothe someone, calm someone, whether they know it or they don't. I'll also use him within my reintegration work.
Rosie, meanwhile, will be one of the first to graduate out of the new Edmonton facility.
I'm thrilled to be the first one here in Edmonton to have a puppy with this organization, so it's been exciting.
As the organization's presence grows in Edmonton, so does their need for volunteers. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, sign of the season, ice on the river, I noticed as I drove over it.
Yeah, and I mean, it is going to get cold. It has been really, really mild, though, for the past couple of days. 5 degrees for a high yesterday. Again today, we were way above zero. It's 3 right now. As you look through the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam, Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. That's your 3 p.m. temperature. Your daytime high today, 4 degrees. That came in a little earlier this afternoon. Started the day at -10, though. So it was a chilly start to the day, right around average, and then a handful of degrees above average through this afternoon, and we're going to be even warmer, it looks like, for Friday and Saturday. -8 in Fort McMurray. Again, these are your 3 p.m. temperatures. -4 in Grand Prairie, -1 in Red Deer this afternoon. You've got some cloudier skies across the north, some snow in through the Peace Country. That'll kind of fall apart as it moves northeast towards Fort McMurray. There'll be a few flurries in through the northeast, but nothing all that heavy. Here in Edmonton, it looks like overnight tonight we'll start to see some increased cloud cover. Clouds will stick around through the morning hours, and there's a slight chance of some showers or patchy freezing rain off to the west of the city early tomorrow morning. I think that'll all fall apart before it hits Edmonton, but off to the north and northeast from Lac La Biche up towards Fort McMurray, we may actually have to issue some freezing rain warnings tomorrow morning. That could be a bit of a problem, so keep that in mind if you have travel plans to put you on Highway 63 tomorrow morning. Here in Edmonton, after a cloudy start to the day, we'll see some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. -5 in the city tomorrow, so it'll be a much warmer start to the day than what we woke up to this morning. Cold Lake, you'll be in the -10 range. Look at this, -1, -2. Grand Prairie and Jasper's, that warm air floods in from the west-southwest a little quicker in western areas. 6 degrees, Fort McMurray, 7 for Grand Prairie. Whitecourt gets to about 8, close to double digits in Red Deer. About 8 or 9 for a daytime high. And here in the city, tomorrow morning, we'll see temperatures starting to climb and should get to, by tomorrow afternoon, a daytime high of about 7 degrees. 6 on Saturday, 3 Sunday, so 3 more warm days. And then -1 and -3 for daytime highs Monday, Tuesday. You get a chance of some flurries or light snow on Monday. At this point, it doesn't look like really heavy snow, but a chance of some precipitation. And look at these daytime highs for next week, -5 to -10 range. So if it felt cold to you this morning when you woke up at -10, well, Saturday, Sunday, November 29th and 30th, as we close the month, -10 will be your daytime highs. So enjoy the next couple of days. Cooler weather is definitely coming.
Thank you, Josh. Some special guests in green and gold showed up to help out the Strathcona Christmas Bureau this afternoon. 5 players from the Edmonton Elks assisted with putting together Christmas hampers. Players followed a list and picked out and wrapped gifts for children. The Strathcona Christmas Bureau is aiming to raise $15,000 this holiday season. Last year, they delivered gifts to more than 2,200 community members.
A lot of people, whether it's here in Sherwood Park or in Edmonton, they spend their hard-earned money to come watch us play during the season. I think that it's important for us in the off-season to make sure we're giving back to the community that gives so much to us.
We love the fact that they're here at all, but also they amplify our message as well.
This year, the Bureau will deliver all of its gifts Saturday, December 13th. The Alberta Motor Association Community Foundation is launching its annual campaign to help address growing food insecurity across the province. The Fill Our Fleet campaign helps stock the shelves at local food banks. Since 2009, the program has raised more than $1.5 million and 175,000 kilograms of food. This year, AMA is matching up to $100,000 in donations. It's also offering top-up donations at all AMA locations.
We know through our membership and through our community outreach, we can uplift donations and support food banks across Alberta to do more and to help the folks that need help when they need it.
And at this time of the year, of course, during the festive season, the food and funds coming in will help us right now, and it will set the tone for the new year.
You can donate non-perishable items in person at any of AMA's locations. An Edmonton couple got to tour their brand new multi-million-dollar home as grand prize winners of the Mighty Millions lottery.
Jody and Ryan, hi. Welcome to your home. Thank you. Come on in.
In addition to this $2.5 million show home in Cameron Heights, the grand prize included $100,000. The couple says the win will give them some breathing room as they go into their retirement years.
I had a mixture of laughter and crying. I'm not really sure. The people that called me probably didn't know what was going on with me.
Jody buys lottery tickets for all these great causes that she likes to support, but we never win. so she buys them without telling me now, so it was an even bigger surprise to me.
The Mighty Millions lottery is a major and long-standing fundraiser for the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation. The couple says their own children used the Stollery in the past, and they're grateful to have the hospital in Edmonton. The foundation raised more than $2 million through this lottery.
That money is going to go towards helping us purchase specialized equipment at the hospital, as well as investing in research. So not only can we help Stollery kids today, but also in the future.
The lottery has helped raise more than $30 million over the last decade.
All right, one last look at your forecast. -5 overnight tonight. We'll get to about 7 degrees for a daytime high tomorrow. Today's high was 4, so a little warmer than tomorrow than it was today. 6 on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud. 3 on Sunday, and then the slide begins. Temperatures back below 0. That's still not super cold Monday, Tuesday, but by the end of next week, there may not be all that much more snow on the ground by the end of next week, but it's certainly going to feel a lot colder. Daytime highs drop into the -5 to 10 range.
All right, thank you, Josh, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. See ya.
Join me tomorrow on Your Morning Edmonton for Winter Car Care Series brought to you by Midas. We'll have tips for you on keeping your driving visibility nice and sharp this winter season.